In the golden age of cinema, Hollywood movie studios produced films that captivated audiences around the world. But behind the glamour and glitz, there was a strict rule that shaped the industry. Studios couldn't own movie theaters. This allowed independent film and diverse stories room in the theatrical marketplace. But recently, things have changed. Let's talk about it. In the early 20th century, there were 5 major studios: Paramount Pictures, Warner Brothers, MGM, RKO Pictures, and 20th Century Fox. They controlled almost every aspect of filmmaking, including production, distribution, and even the movie theaters. This allowed for efficiency and creative control. It also stifled competition and gave studios a crazy amount of power. The change came in 1948 with a Supreme Court case, United States versus Paramount Pictures. The government argued that the studio's control over production, distribution, and exhibition constituted a monopoly. The court agreed, resulting in the Paramount Decree. This ruling mandated studios to divest theater chains, effectively breaking their full control of Hollywood. Paramount Decree changed everything. It broke up the studio system, giving rise to independent theaters and filmmakers, fostering a more competitive and diverse industry. The number of movie theaters increased dramatically into the 1970s. This also weakened the Hays Code, a set of industry guidelines for the self-censorship of films released by major studios. Because of the rise of independent theaters, screening foreign and independent films shot outside code's jurisdiction, the Hays Code was later replaced by the age-based rating system in 1968. For over 70 years, the Paramount Decree remained a cornerstone of American cinema until the 21st century and the birth of new media and streaming platforms. The landscape of film distribution has transformed dramatically. The rise of Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus has redefined how audiences consume media. These tech giants produce and distribute their own content, bypassing traditional theaters entirely. In 2019, the Department of Justice recognized these trends and moved to terminate the Paramount Decree. The argument was the original context of the decree no longer applied in a world dominated by digital distribution and streaming. The world changed almost overnight in 2020 as the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the globe. So many industries were hit hard. Before the pandemic, movie theaters were thriving. In 2019, the global box office revenue hit a record $42.5 billion. Then, due to the pandemic, movie theaters went dark. With no end to the pandemic in sight, studios delayed major releases or moved them to streaming platforms, further decimating theater revenues and strengthening the already growing streaming industry. Netflix added 36.6 million new subscribers in 2020, bringing its total to just over 203 million worldwide. Similarly, Disney Plus saw explosive growth, reaching 73.7 million subscribers by the end of 2020, just 1 year after its launch. As restrictions eased, theaters began to reopen in 2021. However, the box office recovery was slow. That year, the global box office reached $21.3 billion, still far below pre-pandemic levels. Meanwhile, streaming continued its upward trajectory. Netflix crossed 220 million subscribers in 2022, and Disney Plus hit 118 million. The pandemic has fundamentally altered the landscape of film distribution. The Paramount Decree was officially repealed in August of 2020. Its termination sparked a debate within the industry. On one hand, some argue that lifting these restrictions could lead to new investments in theaters and innovations in how movies are shown. On the other hand, there's concern that studios might regain too much power, potentially stifling competition and limiting choices for consumers. However, with the Paramount Decree gone, it wasn't the traditional film studios that jumped on the opportunity. Netflix purchased the Los Angeles Egyptian Theater and the New York Paris Theater, while Amazon purchased the closed Arc-like location, Culver City. Why would these giant streaming services want brick and mortar locations? For that answer, let's look at what it takes to qualify for Academy Award consideration. The Oscars celebrate the best in cinema, so the eligibility rules define exactly what a movie is. A film submission must be at least 40 minutes long, but beyond that, the film must run in a commercial cinema theater with paid admission for at least 7 consecutive days, with 3 daily screenings. And that theater needs to be in at least one of 6 metropolitan areas: Los Angeles County, the City of New York, the Bay Area of California, Chicago, Miami, or Atlanta. So it's no mistake, Netflix and Amazon acquired theaters in Los Angeles. Now they can give their films a limited theatrical run in their own theaters. That qualifies them award consideration, which attracts bigger filmmakers and talent to projects with hopes of awards. The bigger the celebrity or director's credibility, the more viewers and subscribers they attract to their platforms. The repeal of the Paramount Decree reflects broader trends in media and technology. While it's uncertain how this will reshape the industry, it's clear the relationship between film studios and theaters is evolving, and the lines between them are becoming increasingly blurred. In the realm of movie theaters, one name stands out for revolutionizing the cinema experience. Alamo Drafthouse has made a significant impact on both the film industry and the way audience experience movies. Known for its unique blend of film, food, and community, Alamo Drafthouse has made a significant impact on both the film industry and the way audiences experience movies. The story of the Alamo Drafthouse begins in 1997. When Tim and Carrie Lee opened the first theater in Austin, Texas, with a simple concept of combining dinner and a movie. They didn't just show movies, they created experiences. By embracing mainstream niche films to cutting-edge documentaries and supporting diversity, Alamo became a haven for film lovers. It helped foster a sense of community and appreciation for cinema. The Alamo Drafthouse also provided a platform for independent filmmakers to showcase their work to a wider audience, working hard to promote and support indie films, which is crucial for filmmakers who may not have the same level of marketing resources as big budget films. The Alamo Drafthouse gave independent films a chance to shine and reach a wider audience. But now, the future is uncertain. Sony Pictures Entertainment acquired the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema and its 35 locations. This is the first traditional Hollywood studio owning a theater chain since the creation of the Paramount Decree. Sony's investment means a potential expansion and greater resources for the Alamo Drafthouse. So it could mean more theaters and enhanced experiences for audiences. There are also concerns about maintaining the unique culture and independence that defined the Alamo. When Hollywood studios like Sony own movie theaters, several potential negative consequences can arise, particularly for independent films and diversity in the box office. Studios are likely to prioritize screening their own films, potentially leading to a reduction in the number of screenings and showtimes available for independent films. This can make it harder for audiences already near impossible task of indie films finding an audience. Since the COVID pandemic, 5% of theaters in the US and Canada closed their doors permanently. Among those, Pacific Theaters and their chain, ArcLight Cinema, known for their premium movie-going experience, including reserved seating and high-quality sound and projection, and curated film selections, served as a cultural hub for cinephiles and filmmakers. Their closure left a void in the cinematic landscape. One of the most noticeable losses was the historic Cinerama Dome in Hollywood, a landmark known for its unique geodesic design. This scenario could lead to a less varied and culturally rich film industry, where audiences have fewer opportunities to experience a broad spectrum of storytelling. However, Sony's involvement could bring benefits such as access to a wider range of films, including increased funding for events and technological advancements. However, it's crucial for Sony to balance its influence with preserving the qualities that made Alamo Drafthouse special. For the film industry, this partnership could set a precedent for the other collaborations between studios and theater chains, potentially changing the distribution and exhibition landscape, or a resurgence of monopolistic practices. Only time will tell. Thank you for joining us on this journey, the ever-changing fate of the film experience. Don't forget to like and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, follow us where we talk about movies.